Yeah, come on, let's start this shit.
We're recording.
We're recording? All right, bet.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's just me.
What you got? You got some. Is that some Charlies?
Youngson,
Is that some Charlie? Oh, are y'all having a logic discussion right now?
No, not at all.
No, I hear that. No,
that's actually what they were talking about.
Don't backtrack that. No, you can't get out of that shit.
I remember Young Sinatra. That was what, 2011?
Yeah, but we looked.
That's when I really fuck with Logic Heavy though.
To be fair, there are things on this timeline that were not previously shared with me that I didn't know I had to be prepared for.
All right. We just started. We'll just start there. Welcome everybody to episode 55 of the Rap Cave podcast. I'm your guy, Chris Platte, aka Platte Pods. I'm with my dogs. I got Birdie. I got
the Incredible
I
Bam.
got Bryce. I got
Bryce too nice. Flexi Zay.
My boy Zay.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Toot that thing.
Mr. Tooth that thing is crazy.
And
Hold on. But your girl like it though, so it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you know what he's talking
You
about.
gotta stay flexible. That's all it is.
I got on the ones and twos. I got my man Big AP.
Yes.
Hey, I'm telling your
Fresh
girlfriend.
off opening day.
Yeah, we are fresh off opening day.
Telling.
Go Tigers 7-1, baby. Fuck the bullshit.
This podcast is gonna be a fucking mess.
Yeah, me and Platte have been at it since 8 in the morning. Yeah, we've been gone.
It's been a long.
Thought you were about to get sleep in between. Nope.
Hell no, yeah. My old ass wanted to take a nap.
You was up at 7 in the morning?
I was.
Oh, okay.
I got up at about 7:30, 7:45, something like that.
That's still just for how he be.
I can do it.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah.
But I also last night I was a good boy. I didn't do shit. I watch movies. I watch my programs. That's about it. You know.
Yeah,
Saw his stories.
I low key thought you had to work today. Ain't today Friday?
I took it down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we all
see.
Shout out, man. Getting paid to run around the
Shout out
Shout out Unlimited PTO.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I threw out my shoulder when they were doing like a pitch thing where they had like a meter that like.
Oh yeah, it was like like them punching bags you hit and it tells you how hard you hit it. It was like that, but for pitches.
Yeah, and
They
I
showed you how
got
many
some
miles per
like
hour you could
98
pitch
or
at.
something, and then I threw my arm out.
Cap,
You
bro.
did not. It was
Ain't
not
throwing no
98. It was like in
98.
the 50s, but yeah, that's all right.
Oh no, goddamn 98.
No,
Was it 50? I thought it was 98.
Yeah.
You
know what? I think
the way this ice bag hits, I think it was 98.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cat.
Platte, that's what we got.
Everybody tells me when you incorporate the tariffs, it was actually really high.
It was actually really.
Yeah.
Actually, we have more pitches than ever
with
coming
the
into the
tariffs,
United
it was
States.
definitely
Honestly.
over 100.
Okay, yeah, with the tariffs, it was probably close, but
No, Platte, that's what we got to do with that spot under the stairs. We got to put a fucking ice bath in there.
Oh, I thought you said a pitch like.
man,
Or a
I was
pitching
like,
machine. We can do either one.
Yeah.
I would die laughing seeing Platte try to fit under that motherfucker.
Yeah, he can't even if he wants to.
I
There isn't got to be nothing in there trying to fit under there.
Listen, that tub right there, he got to put his leg over the tub, duck under the motherfucking stairs. He got to fold all type of ways.
That shit would be a mess. That shit would be a mess.
Boy,
He gonna be
No, but today's a
he gonna be
celebration.
flexing.
Today is a celebration because Adam 22 is broke. And round of applause.
I'm okay with that.
Stop the cap.
No, Adam 22 did it. He did say.
Bro, that nigga
No
is
jumper is
capping.
broke. Yeah, no jumper is
nigga
broke.
capping.
Yeah, he's probably.
No, he's not
Adam
broke.
22's not broke.
No, I didn't say
Adam
it.
22 is it. No jumper is broke.
I'm telling you, he's capping. I know he ain't broke.
This man got his wife fucked for nothing just to be an unemployment line. Congratulations, buddy.
No, but he makes enough money off that other shit to not have to do no jumper anymore. But it's just another example of stepping stoning yourself through the hip hop media realm into something else.
Yeah, no,
that,
take what you get, and then just like trampoline yourself to a whole nother platform.
Can I just say, it's a hard knock life for cucks. It's a hard knock life for cucks.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if like no jumper just like just stop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
well, that's what I mean. It turned into it's all it's a fucking soap opera now. It's not even about hip hop no more, like it once was. Like there was a time that I actually had respect for it, but it's just the platform.
I respect anybody over there at No Jumper, bro.
No,
we're talking 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Nah, if it was
2016.
still-
that was when I was like,
if
we
it
a bit
don't
more.
gotta go all the way back 10 years to give him his credit. Fuck that.
If it was still like a designated like hip hop platform, then cool. I could still like fuck
No,
with it.
it's
But like
just
now
him-
it's just like gang banging and
the only
West Coast,
and
all
the
type
only clips
content.
I see is like
It's
Whack
like
100 about to beat the
or
dog shit out of him,
whatever,
and that's it. Like, yeah, it's just him and Whack 100 on there talking shit back and forth. That's it. Like, it's just it's turned into it's a clown show.
They're corny, bro.
That shit is corny as fuck.
The other
Whack.
thing to mention is that, you know, we ain't gonna have a conversation about it. I don't think, unless my esteemed panel has something to say about it. But I will say that YG record that we talked about last week, like, I'm surprised at how many people are actually like having conversations about it.
Really? Because I mean, it makes sense. I know I wasn't here last week, but the song started out with
the
some
song
instrumental,
makes sense, yeah.
and then literally the first words was, "When I was young, I got raped." Like that is a way to start a song. That
Damn
is
it,
a
there goes
very
our monetization.
Specific choice.
And there goes all our fucking money.
There goes all the money we were making.
And now we're Adam 22. We're broke as fuck.
He said great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel, have you ever considered a different life?
He got graped.
No, but
No strawberry.
Hey,
look, he knew what he was doing with that because he knew that
Absolutely.
shit was gonna get clicked. Because there's a lot of people. Look, I like YG. I think everybody in this circle has a respect for YG type of shit. But like, there's a lot of people who don't hear about him or think about him or know. But this got his name in front of people.
yep. And you know what? And I'll say this, like, as somebody that like has a big appreciation for everything that YG's done in his discography. Like, this was a dope record, and I said that on the show last week, and I just didn't think it was gonna have the kind of conversations it was having. Like, people picked it up like all over. They're like they started to have that conversation of, you know, like, oh yeah, like men in the sexual space, like everything he was talking about on the record,
and women.
yeah, everything he was talking about on the record was.
Are you that shocked though?
having-
Because I mean, like the fact that
Yes.
the song leaked, what was it, like maybe Tuesday or Wednesday before to the Breakfast Club, and it started the conversation before the song even came out.
I don't
like
thi-
they were talking about that song 2 days before it came out on a national platform.
Yeah,
But
It was going to be a big story.
I don't think the surprise was necessarily of the song gaining traction. I think the fact that it was YG that is surprising because he historically has never gone quite that deep into anything of his own.
This is not J. Cole. This is not like a storyteller.
That's what I mean. I think that's the surprising
This is what
factor.
YG's
Not that the conversation caught traction.
When
But
YG's gotten personal, it's about like people he lost or friends that went through things. It was never like really. It was him, but it was him adjacent. This was like a specifically my experience thing. So.
Which is an interesting thing. I mean, and again, I know you guys have probably already talked about it last time, but still, it's just an interesting thing to bring up for me because it's the way he brought it up is like, yo, as a dude, you're not normally conditioned to be like, yo, I was assaulted or raped.
and
If you were a guy being
You thought
taken
that was
advantage
fire.
of
And
by
that was fire.
by an older lady.
And like
You
the
thought that
whole
was
thing is
fire.
like he's like it happened. He's like technically I liked it, but it's still fucked up like that it happened. Like, you know what I mean? Like either way, even though like he's like I wasn't like against it, but he's like
he understands that mentally it changed his perception of like how he views women, of how he views sex, about how he views a lot of things in relationships, which is a conversation that as dudes we really don't talk about,
especially in hip hop.
especially in hip hop.
Because like it's always been the conversation has always been like, okay, like if like your mom and her friend are like, oh yeah, look at that young man, he's so handsome, blah blah blah, and you're 14, 15, whatever, that's not looked at like switch the roles. I'm like, yo, bro, your daughter cute as fuck, like. You know what I'm saying? Like it would look a certain way versus there's that.
There's definitely a double
Yeah,
standard.
there is that, and I'm not here to like, you know, explore that conversation.
Chris Hansen will be waiting at the door for that one.
Yeah, like you're not gonna. I'm not trying to explore that conversation further, but there is that kind of double standard. So for YG to have that,
this woman just got arrested in Wisconsin. Did you guys see about that? There was a school teacher in Wisconsin that got arrested after a year after
and you
she
go
had
to the comments and everybody's like,
everyone's like,
I
oh,
wish that was me.
lucky him and whatever, and it's like
That's because But that's because when we was at like 14, 15, we actually like fantasized about that type shit.
Which
like,
is true, but the
you know how many
reality of it is
teachers I would have body slammed in
absolutely.
the back of the room. You hear me?
Hey, full disclosure.
You hear me?
Full disclosure. I have messaged a teacher since I got out of high school.
I gotta find me one. I forget. I don't even be thinking about it.
But point being is that, yeah, I mean, we think that, but like, it is still fucked up in the reality when you look on it.
Well, I
it's
mean,
like, you know what I mean?
When I look at it like this too, I know it's not the sports podcast, but look at Zach Wilson, the quarterback who got drafted by the Jets, when he was like found out that he was like sleeping with his mom's best friend. Everyone's like, oh, okay. Like it was not an issue of like, oh, this is probably wrong. It was like, look at Zach Wilson.
It was like, congrats, bro.
Yeah, look at how much of a player he is.
Yeah.
They're two different sets.
It's a
if you
double
reverse
standard.
the roles,
Nigga,
that's really weird. If it was his father's best friend and it was a female who was like doing that, we all be like,
there's a way it could line up that it would be viewed much differently.
To be a teen and bag any cougar, that's like the biggest trophy you can put on your shelf.
Yeah. Right.
The biggest achievement.
When you're that age, it feels great, but it is morally and
it
all
is.
the way fucked up.
I know. I'm talking from a 15-year-old. I was 15 before.
Yeah.
Y'all know that?
Me too. Yeah.
Y'all know that?
I thought teachers were hot and everything.
Listen,
like,
we about to share. We about to get some YG ass knowledge coming right now.
My math teacher, freshman year.
What's her name? Hold on. What's
we gonna blank that out.
Blank it out.
Blank that out.
Mother, her ass was fat, boy. And my 6th grade teacher. Oh yeah, even back then, 6th grade.
Hold up.
6th grade, I knew I wanted to smack something.
I think I know. There was
I knew it.
There was a 6th grade teacher that was.
I knew it.
Dog. But
listen.
Can we just say a number and then we'll move on from this.
A number for what?
For what was the like earliest grade you were in where you're like that teacher? I'm looking at because for me
sixth grade was
6th grade. 100%.
We're probably talking
6th grade
about
for sure.
Middle school for sure.
6th grade for sure. I mean,
5th, 6th, 7th, middle school.
I mean, it's kind of like when you young though. When
you
young,
man, I don't like talking about this because
opt out.
Personally, I've had experience like this before, like where like older women actually like done some shit like that to me. So I don't like talking about that because that shit is traumatizing, bro, and it do take a toll on somebody, especially when you get older.
Yeah.
It's cool at first because you be like, dang, okay.
Yeah, you think
it's cool.
That's what I'm saying. It seems cool. It seems cool at first. It's psychologically fucked. Yeah.
As you get older, you like the fuck, bro. What the?
That was weird.
That was really weird. That was mad weird.
Yeah, because when you look at it, it's like if you look at like somebody your age, whatever, like some girl you've known for years or whatever, and that happened, and you'd be like, damn, you weird as fuck for that shit. But
it never got to that extent. It was just like, touch.
It was a little to the point.
It was like the example I brought up earlier, where it's like,
I was happy.
Yeah, you're
that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, look at him, he's so cute.
I ain't putting the case on nobody. I ain't think. Listen, all I know is.
Personally, to me, it's weird.
If you was grown,
male or female, I don't care who it is.
It is weird. If
you was grown and you touched Isaiah, you might want to apologize. That's all I'm gonna say. It sounds like a case might be pending.
No need for apology.
He is traumatized.
Whoever that was, bro. Like I don't remember who that was, but I'm just saying for anybody, especially for people growing up now who's dealing with that.
But I do also think it might.
That's the point. Stop thinking that everything like that, like shit like that, is normal. Because like think about it. Y'all ever seen that one movie with Adam Sandler when he was fucking his teacher?
But he was a grown man. You talking about Madison?
He was young.
You talking about Billy Madison?
No. Not Billy Madison.
He wasn't getting no buns at Billy Madison.
He ain't get no buns. Did he even get buns in any of his movies?
It was a movie with him and Andy Samberg. I forgot what that movie was called, but
that's
my boy.
That's my boy. Yup. So he fucked his like middle school teacher, and dude got like mad famous for it. And I was like, damn, why is
it being promoted? Yeah.
Like he got mad famous for like fucking his teacher, and he got the teacher pregnant, and then the little boy, like the boy who grew up, his life was like changed for the rest. This nigga tatted like ice. What was
Ice Spice?
Dude who make Ice Baby. What's the nigga name?
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. Tatted Vanilla Ice on his son's back and everything. The fucking movie was weird, but it's an Adam Sandler movie, so of course it's gonna be weird. But it's just one of those things where you normalize weird shit like that, and then it becomes like, oh yeah, good for him. It's like, nah.
Yeah, I think the conversation is definitely it's lean to one side because that is the truth. We've all thought that at one time, but then like at the same time, it's fucked up when it actually.
I'll just say, if you or a loved one has been touched by someone who is significantly older than you. You may be entitled to compensation.
To financial compensation.
Please call the law
as
offices.
well as if you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma.
If you got some mesothelioma, I'm sorry. I mean, that's on you.
Yeah, that's
on you.
That's a bit. The other thing
you want to talk about a pandemic? They was really pushing that anti-mesothelioma propaganda on us when we were kids, bro. That shit was crazy.
I know that everyone makes fun of me because I'm like that facts guy. As someone who does digital marketing for 5 years in a row, mesothelioma attorney was the highest cost keyword on Google. It costs on average $298 to market for that on Google for 5 straight years.
Do you
so
think?
Know
Okay,
what the fuck that word is.
Let me ask you this.
I couldn't even spell mesothelioma.
Let me ask you this. Do you
we
think?
are way off track. We're gonna talk hip hop.
I swear we're a hip hop podcast. But do you think that is because people saw all those commercials and said, damn, I could get a settlement somehow, some way, even if I don't got that shit? I feel like people looked into it like, damn, I might have that shit for real.
The reason was because, and that's why you saw so many commercials, because like anything else, when people realized how much money was being paid out, attorneys realized how
all
much
of a sudden, my neck and my back. Yeah, you're just
my neck, my back, my neck and my back.
My neck and my back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people just jumped on the train.
So the other thing I saw that was viral before we get into everything else that we got going on, I saw this. What was your whitest hip hop take? I saw this on Twitter, and it was popping.
I'm going last, bro.
Should I go?
I don't know how you transitioned that shit.
I'm going last.
I was dying to get out of that. That's how I transitioned out of it.
Into a much easier subject to tackle. Hey guys, instead of tackling sexual assault, tackle fucking white people in a black space.
No grapes. No. Just white grapes.
Okay, but there is.
Do you want me to go first? Because mine's obvious.
Because I know what you. Obviously we know what you mean. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, I saw this on Twitter, and I was like, I thought about it. I thought about like for a minute, and then I realized, oh yeah, mine is so obvious. There's like, there's a very obvious take that's.
I know what it is.
That's my white hip hop take, and that's "To Pimp Butterfly" is the greatest album ever. That sounds like, because I know that like when I really feel that.
I don't know.
Because it looks like pandering.
That's definitely a white take.
It looks looks like pandering.
I knew that Gerard would be the one to be like that.
I know he was going dunk on it. I threw the lob.
The only reason why, because if you ask like niggas like regular niggas like ignorant niggas that just listen to music, they not gonna say some shit like that. That's why it's kind of like of a white take. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but at the same time,
because you giving me this look like you don't know what I'm saying. I know you know what I'm saying.
I don't think I'm.
But I know how you feel because you like that album. But that's just like the reality. And then you gotta look at it like this, like how critically acclaimed that album is, and then the people who actually do the critically acclaimed. You know what I'm saying?
There are the people that
shit.
aren't.
I don't even know who even on the fucking.
There are the people that aren't
behind
me.
That shit.
There are the people that aren't me that look like me that say you don't get it, and I'm like, you're ruining it. You're blowing it. Like there's people that look like me that tell other people you don't get it.
Now, granted, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot of like black people that like for sure say this is the greatest album of all time. I definitely know something, but I think overall, when you look at it, like this nigga won so many Grammys for it.
Here's the thing about that though. We talking about a specific age group. The Pimp a Butterfly, the first song samples fucking Boosie Collins, George Clinton.
Well, he's got George Clinton playing the sax on that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying like you talking about a jazz. There are so many like,
and that's
why
I
understand how it sounds.
Of people who may feel that way, but as a black people as a whole,
listen.
we grew a lot of
Listen,
us grew
let me break this down.
I just know.
Let me break this down. Let me break this
Chris,
down.
I'm sorry, you ain't part of this conversation. You
go to East Detroit. Majority of them niggas is gonna say this is not it. You go to motherfucking East English Village Prep. Most of these niggas gonna say this is not it. You go to motherfucking
as a West Side of myself.
You go to Pershing. These niggas gonna say it's not it. You go to Osborne. These niggas are gonna say it's not it. You go to motherfucking Denby.
Yeah, but we talking about the East Side.
Huh?
We talking about the East Side. How many unks fucking love this shit though? How
Bro,
many uncles who also black as shit, who also stabs motherfuckers back in the 70s?
Do you understand the youth runs the popularity? Youth runs the popularity. We don't give a fuck what Unc talking about. Unc back in the day.
Why the fuck you point at me?
I'm just pointing out. I'm just pointing out.
What did I do?
My bad. This is the Unc for real. This Unc.
You ain't Unc. You ain't Unc.
But
I'm like, I'm a little older than you, but not much.
We get your point. What's your whitest hip hop take?
my whitest hip hop take?
Yeah.
Gotta be a yeet thing, I feel.
A Yeet thing? He is. He white and Mexican.
Cardi. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of Cardi.
Credit.
But I think if we're talking about what
I don't know though, cause a lot of like niggas do fuck with Cardi, but they be like flaming Atlanta niggas. So it's like maybe I'm on the wrong side of the spectrum, but
I don't know what to think.
that's just a reality. But
no, but
it is a lot of white people that's hype beasts that do fuck with Cardi. So it is kind of probably like white take.
Every fan every artist that's that popular obviously has multiple demographics.
But
I think Cardi has a larger black demographic than Yeet does.
That's fact.
I don't know, like what the whitest hip hop take, like. How would I have the whitest hip hop take?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, you know what's funny is that there was
motherfucker in here right now looking like Ludacris back in 2000.
I'm looking like motherfucking Thuggish Ruggish Bone in this motherfucker. Like, how am I gonna have the whitest hip hop take? Like, I don't know.
No. What's
that's
what's
Ben
yours?
Wallace
Like,
over there.
So like I've seen people of all different credences like talk about ethnicities, credences, whatever. However you want to phrase it.
On the surface,
like,
it's silly, but you know what it means.
And having like conversation, like I've seen people say like, oh, like Logic ain't that bad. Like that's their whitest hip hop take, or it doesn't really matter. Like
that's funny because he said just Logic isn't bad.
So
that's that was the take.
So basically, you saying my whitest hip hop take just a take that's drastic
like,
about a white person.
What do you think is like a hip hop take that like white people will be like, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, I rock with that.
Yeah, you're right.
I think there's very obvious ones.
I can't think of one though right now. I
don't
think you put this.
We don't gotta stay too long.
I don't even think
this is just having fun.
I'll give mine.
Give yours. I'm gonna think of one. I don't think this was in the pod topic, so
it wasn't. I want to gotta because I think it's funny.
Mac Miller being one of the greatest rappers of all time, not just because he's white, but because I don't. Yeah. I see who talks about his music. Yeah. It's definitely leads in a direction.
I agree with that.
Like, I think this whole circle likes Mac Miller, to an extent, but there's a clear demographic of who generally leans toward Mac Miller.
If Mac Miller was still alive, we all know the demographics of that concert. If Mac Miller was still alive, we all know how that concert would look.
Now, I think he's actually transcended, a lot of that relation shit as far as because there's a lot of what I've seen of I'm customing this to black people on Twitter, so I can't really say that this is absolutely what people think or whatever.
So black people on Twitter, get ready.
Representative, but is that a lot of people have gravitated towards Mac Miller because he never tried to act black, and he wasn't like a poser in what he was doing.
But it's just, again, it's the general demographic of concerts. You know that even a Kendrick Lamar concert is going to have a large population of white people.
A Drake concert.
Exactly. So, with that being said, you know what a Mac Miller concert going to look like. You know what the crowd going to look like when you look out there.
Absolutely.
If you're on stage.
Absolutely. And I just think the take of him being one of the greatest musicians out there, like, you know, hip hop aside, I feel like that is sort of one of those takes that, like, although I wholeheartedly stand by it, some people may not agree with. You know what I mean?
Why are you bringing that up? Why are you bringing that? Because I don't know if I can, because that's where my brain went. That's where my brain went. Because I don't have an answer for that one.
You want to let the people know where your brain went?
Oh, we are rolling fast and loose today, baby.
Do I?
Yeah.
All right. So
Let me read it.
You don't even know what it is?
So look at the line underneath. I'm generally asking. Can I flip? Can we?
Lord have mercy.
No.
Hey, go ahead. I mean,
I don't want to if it's not cool.
Before we get there, though.
You talking about right here, right?
The one right under the whitest take. But before we get there, you had an answer too that we were talking about earlier. I think that you should.
They already know my take, bro. I think Logic is one of the greatest lyricists that ever lived, bro. To be quite honest with you,
Which is so funny because I genuinely wasn't trying to like bring that up when I mentioned that tweet, but I saw a specific person that's like a popular hip hop account tweet that as a response, and I just laughed because I knew exactly where this was going.
That's immediately where my head was going, bro.
Yeah, and I think all three of those points are valid in the sphere.
It doesn't mean that take is bad. It doesn't mean that take is wrong. I stand by To Pimp a Butterfly being the greatest album ever. But I also acknowledge somebody looking like me telling a bunch of people that To Pimp a Butterfly is the greatest album ever looks a certain way.
do you enjoy hearing the struggles of black people?
That was always the funniest thing with Bertie. But Bertie said this like fucking probably 40 episodes ago. He goes, To Pimp a Butterfly, white people like To Pimp a Butterfly because they like listening to black people's hardships. And Betty really, what the fuck?
Yes, they're still struggling.
They're still down, bro. They're still down.
The concept of that is so funny to me.
Thank God.
Thank the Lord, bro.
No, so can I ask the inverse of that?
Yes.
Because that's I generally don't know if that's. I just thought about it because obviously the way I seen it presented was a lot of black people saying like this is their whitest hip hop take, and I know what my whitest hip hop take is. That's why I presented it. Like, is it fair for me to offer what's that the
rip the Band-Aid off, goddamn it.
What's
the opposite
blackest take?
Yeah, I mean,
because I don't know what the blackest take I have. Is it that Eminem is not my
what's
top
the
five?
blackest take you got? Matter of fact, it's crazy because To Pimp a Butterfly sound like the whitest take you got and the blackest take you got at the same exact fucking time.
It really does.
I don't know if it's the whitest take you got or the blackest take you got. It's a gray area at this point, like the motherfucking cover.
It's like, I gotta feel you out. Why do you like that album? Yeah.
I don't know, but what's the blackest?
So
take
I
still can't think of the whitest take I got.
So the whitest take was easy for me. It was that. I guess off rip, it's that Eminem isn't in my top 5. I guess, but I don't feel like that's like a super. I don't know. No, I don't feel like that fit.
Either way, whether he is in the top or not in the top, it's not really a controversial conversation.
I can't put myself in that. I can't put myself in that shoes to be like, oh yeah, that's a sentiment that's like. Because I know a lot. But I think Eminem, there's like a generational divide. It's not like a race or religion. It's like the people that are 35, 40 and up, the way they hold Eminem in regard versus the people that are under that.
Yeah, wearing tap-out shirts and shit. Yeah, exactly.
I will say that is not necessarily the case. As someone who is almost 35, Eminem is nowhere near my top 15. I respect him as a lyricist, and I respect him as an artist. But if you ever catch me, if you listen to what the songs I'm listening to throughout
I've
a
never
week,
heard you play Eminem.
I'm not playing. There's more likely a Katy Perry song will be played by me than Eminem.
I think it's a time difference in that we feel like 35 to 40 is still, but then we realize that the people around us are also, and we're almost at it. I feel like when you think about it, that seems like it's further away. No, those Eminem guys are all like 50 now. That's like what,
and it's not the case because as the resident elder of the podcast today. I'm gonna tell you, we respect Eminem. We respect the hustle. We honestly, truly believe that he is one of the best to ever do it. That being said, that don't mean we want to hear his ass.
Don't nobody want to listen to that bullshit for real.
No, especially you talking about and this is why you may be the blackest take, because you talk about a bunch of black people. I grew up as an only child in a single family household. My mom raising me. I'm not trying to kill my mom. That shit don't resonate with me like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I understand the technical side of it. And honestly, I do respect Eminem as one of the best lyricists and technical rappers in the history of the game. That being said, if I never hear another Eminem song, I wouldn't miss one.
And it's crazy because I know a lot of niggas that don't like their mama because their mama just not really a good mama or this, that, or the third. But I've never, ever in my entire life of living heard niggas say they want to kill their mama. Ever.
Or even if they did, the way that Eminem talks about it is crazy.
Bro, it's just crazy. Like, bro.
It's not even just little, it's like stuff her in the trunk type
it's
shit.
Like, bro, like you really sat here and mapped out 1,000 different ways you could have killed your mama.
Think about how modern day rap music, we're talking about, everyone's talking about smoking their ops and shit. His op was his mom, bro.
His mom and his baby mama. This man had more killing angles than O.J. Simpson, allegedly.
The song Kim was a formative song for me in the worst way possible.
He didn't do it.
Yeah, with the other, like 2 weeks ago, we was at my job, fucking, my man's Justin, shout out Justin, he was like, yeah, Eminem, he's the greatest rapper of all time. I'm like, bro.
Here we go.
I'm like, bro, you don't even want to know what I got to say. I'm like, nigga, because, I'm picking Young Thug over Eminem.
You're like, I do this for a living. You don't want to talk to me about this. Bro, I do this every week.
I do this every week, and I'm telling him.
What he was saying was Justin didn't want part of this lifestyle.
Listen, and then we went around the fucking our job and started asking everybody, and literally like it's probably like 12 of us. Only 2 people said Eminem was better than Young Thug. and I was just playing, like, cause I do think I like Young Thug better than Eminem, but I understand like how Eminem's
could rank higher.
Could rank higher all time, just based off like how his career went. But I'm still taking Young Thug over Eminem.
Burn the candle that I've burned for many fucking years at this point. Look, Eminem is a great rapper. We fucking get it. That's the problem. Okay, we get it, but you can't make a fucking song. Young Thug can make songs.
I think it's the fact that people just want to keep reminding us that Eminem is great, and we get that shit, bro. Nobody is saying that he isn't great.
But the thing is,
you don't have to keep
the more you say they're great, the more everyone's gonna want to say fuck no. Yeah.
Eminem is great, but when's the last time he's been great?
Exactly.
That's my problem. We still talking about him like he just on his fucking high horse, or he just dropped like some God did verse like a couple years ago. Like, he's not doing none of that.
Let's be honest. When's the last time, for real, any of y'all heard an Eminem song or a verse that y'all replayed that same week?
It's been a long time. It's been a very fucking long time.
It's been like since
Kendrick, Drake even dropped some stuff that we all been listening to on a repeat more often than that.
That's why I like when because I be talking to hip hop heads on. I be talking to hip hop heads on fucking Facebook all the time and shit. And that's when I get into these conversations of Lil Wayne and Eminem. I'm like, bro, I can still go find a Lil Wayne verse that's hard.
It's 6'7"
like
come on
last
right
year
now,
type shit.
You know every lyric to that song, and you will still rap it, even if you don't want to hear the song. When's the last time an Eminem song came on? And
I'm not afraid.
Well, the sad truth of Eminem is also that although I'm very happy that he got sober, but literally by him being sober, he started making worse music. I'm so, like, that's just fact of the matter.
I totally did not mean this to be a dunk on Eminem.
No, but I always take my shots when I can.
Where you going? I'm leaving you, bitch.
But,
no, you ain't.
But no. He said, you shut up, bitch. You move again, I'll beat the shit out of
you. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that shit used to be stuck in my head all the fucking time.
Not even on like you're not like relating to it, but you're like, God damn, holy shit.
Why you say that?
All right, we're all right. We'll cut Eminem some slack. Let's get to the Drake cast portion of this podcast.
Oh, the rap Drake.
Yeah, the rap Drake.
Say Drake.
We did a good job. I think we went 2 weeks without talking about Drake. I think we did a good job. I think we did phenomenal. Shout out to us. Drake dropped. Yeah, you feeding for it. So I'm here to deliver. Drake dropped a Nokia music video, and there's lawsuit updates. Which one do you want me to go through first?
Let's talk about this music video because I need to know if y'all think that this was actually shots or if everyone's reaching way too far.
Let me set it up, and then I'll let everybody cook. I'll let everybody cook.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I'll let everybody cook. We'll get to lawsuit after.
Yeah, I need you to help me on that one.
So, I got you. So the Nokia music video, yeah, it was shot in black and white. And apparently Kendrick is the only person that's allowed to shoot in black and white. And so
that's what I mean.
So it was perceived as shots, and there was owls in it because of OVO. There was owls in it. Who would have thought that birds were in it? And look, dog, this had Kendrick fans spiraling because they were like, "Oh, he's copying us. He's dissing us. Oh, we need the Luther music video right now. We need to combat this." Like, bro, they were in a
Who
frenzy.
is we? He don't know you, bro. Like, the fuck are you talking about we?
Dog, I just think personally, I've seen a lot of people that I respect. I genuinely respect their takes. I've seen people that I respect saying that, oh, this is a shot at Kendrick. Like, no, dude, that's a reach, bro. You're dislocating your shoulder doing that.
I genuinely did not see one thing in there that I thought was an actual shot.
Kendrick does not own black and white music videos, I promise. Now, I am with Kai Cenat in his take, well, part of his take, is that, yeah, it should have been a colorful video. It should have been, like, vibrant. Like, if it would have been, like, 80s, 90s, like, with the Nokia theme, like, if it would have been shot like that, that would have been fire. But the fact that it was like black and white, like I do think that did take away from it. I don't think that that's a Kendrick thing. I think that he made that decision, and maybe it is a Kendrick thing, but guess what? It doesn't fucking matter if it is or isn't. I think that the video would have been better had he added color, had he had like vibrant flavor to it. But to me, the music video is cool. It's good to see Drake just like being Drake again, like enjoying the record, and it's a lesson to everybody out there that's an independent artist or is striving to be an artist. Drop an album, see what songs the people are gravitating to, and then go market that song. Because Nokia, I don't think Drake would have picked that as the lead single if he was trying to push this album.
I think "Give Me a Hug" was supposed to be.
"Give Me a Hug" was supposed to be the lead, and then also the fact that that's what they posted most on Spotify and everything the day it was released. And because it was a Drake and Party album, this is one of the few songs on the album that's just Drake, no Party. So it was not supposed to be the single. That being said, I know from what I heard, a lot of the Kendrick stuff is Drake's dance moves more than
the video, that's what I was saying. I ain't really seen nobody say too much like that.
Even so, Drake has had the same dance moves.
Kendrick can't dance, bro.
I really do.
And Drake's had the same dance moves.
I mean, it's not like they did anything crazy. Like
Kendrick,
it's not like that nigga.
Either of them.
It's not like that nigga Kendrick broke out the cardboard to start breakdancing and shit.
Kendrick doesn't like Michael Jackson. He does like
if he does that in the Luther video, I'm all in.
Like Kendrick ain't do the worm.
Kendrick dances are very.
Let me see that again.
Kendrick dances are very.
Do that again.
Do that again.
That nigga did the little Kim. That nigga said,
"Hey,
But is that not?
That's that. He hit that Boston Tea Party joint.
Bro, that 13 colonies jig, bro.
"Oh my god,
the American Revolution jig, dog."
That boy.
Only 10 amendments, goddammit.
T-Pain said it best. He's like, bro, this man Kendrick got 3 dance moves, and y'all really let him get this shit off. When he was watching the Super Bowl, he was like, y'all let this man Kendrick get off his dance moves. He knows 3 dance moves, and they're very simple, and he lets it rock. Like, it's the choreography around him and all that. Like, yeah, so I don't, like, I don't know, bro. Like interpreting the dance moves and whatever. I saw the music video. I thought it was just Drake being Drake. I didn't care too much. Maybe the black and white was trying to be Kendrick, but also at the same time, Kendrick doesn't own the rights. I did check. Kendrick doesn't own the right to black.
Is that like? Did you see somebody say that?
Did you double check?
I did.
No,
I did.
Did you do the research?
Check. Yeah,
okay.
There was a lot of people who were saying that it was all stabs at it, and like genuinely, did anybody in this room watch this video and be like, "This is directly a Kendrick Lamar fucking diss"?
Before I saw the takes, I honestly just watched the video and said, "Okay, Drake putting out a music video for the most popular song off the album."
Didn't cross my mind.
But the only thing now I'm like, okay, like I can kind of see that is the dance moves, but nothing else.
But it's
nothing
not
else.
Like looking back, I can see
all the dance moves are mad subtle anyway. Like it's not like
did you see the side by side squabble up and the Nokia? How, like when they put them together, I mean it's like literally like the same steps.
Sort of, but the setup is. I saw that video. I know what you're talking about because they compared it and like whatever between Not Like Us, Squabble Up, and like these, but like it wasn't exact enough to where I felt like it was exactly like emulating.
The dance move's so simple. It's just like I can see
what
that.
I mean.
I can see that. But
it's
that black and white, I ain't seen nobody saying about no black and white.
People were saying that
to me. These are the same dance moves that Drake had in fucking Hotline Bling. Like to me, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it at all until I saw the stuff after I watched the video. To me, Drake is trying to do a video that he thought would be somewhat popular. That again, what he said in the beginning of this album with Party, he's trying to get the party lit. He's not focused on the beef anymore. He's trying to have fun. He's trying to make party music because he knows that's his bag.
Yeah.
This video fits in that same realm where it's just like, ooh, black and white, that's kind of cool. And then people are going to watch it to see what happens. Now, I do agree with you. I think if this video was like like we talked about Pistons Teal back in the day and all that stuff.
Shout out.
I think that this video would have been way better. And that's when I was like, okay, I could see where maybe he was just trying to do like a match to match. But I really do not think this video had that much to do with Kendrick. I think he was just trying to think of a video concept that'd be interesting and hold attention. Because this is, like I said, the one song off this album that doesn't feature Party Next Door, but somehow it's the most popular.
Funny that happens.
I know how.
Somehow.
I know how.
We all know what I mean by somehow.
I know how.
What do you think, Zay?
I think people need to, just
touch some grass.
No, just put their phones down.
Touch some grass.
Just go touch some grass, bro.
Like,
everybody right now.
Turn the TV off?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's just looking for a reason to instigate another beef, and with like right now, it's like, bro, we're done. Just move on. We're not trying to argue about this shit no more.
Thank you.
We're done.
Thank you.
Speaking
of moving on, Drake still has a lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar, and there's updates on it.
He needs to be done too.
So big W for Drake in court. So what happened is, UMG filed motion to dismiss. While Drake's team was promoting a discovery portion of the lawsuit where they need to analyze things, and there's certain things, and we'll get to those things. So the court convened, and UMG's motion to dismiss the case entirely was not declined. It's still open. However, they now allowed Drake's team to enter the discovery phase. And in Drake's discovery phase, the things he was looking for legally was he wanted to see UMG executives, that he wanted to see their contracts. He wants to see Kendrick Lamar's contract. He wants to see several things.
Communication.
So yeah, communication. So he wants. That's what he's looking for. So this is a huge W for Drake because this was the first court meeting since UMG filed their motion to dismiss the case. So the fact that they didn't, now to be clear, they could still dismiss the case, but the fact that they didn't immediately throw out the case and they allowed discovery, they allowed Drake and his team to kind of go through the proper channels that they need to, which to be fair, I've looked it up. That's typically how this court stuff goes. Mm-hmm. So, like, as of now, nothing that's happened is out of the realm of possibility. Like, UMG wanting to dismiss prematurely before discovery period is pretty unheard of, actually. and it's pretty much almost always unsuccessful because of the fact of like discovery period is supposed to be happening right now. So everything is playing out as is. There's nothing to read into really other than the fact that at the first court appearance since UMG's motion to dismiss, it hasn't been dismissed. It's still an open case, which is I'm good. Which is a
y'all selling candy like drugs. It's so funny right now. Hey man, y'all want to hit?
So it is a W. So I just want to ask, as I'm laying it out there, don't ask me to go more because that's my whole legal breakdown. I don't know too much more beyond that. Where's everybody at with this case?
So
do they care? Do they not care? Where is everybody at?
Can I hop in a little bit on this too, because this is kind of part of what I went to school for, is the legal side of this. So, like you were talking about directly, discovery is a normal process of any court case. It's very odd to see somebody try to dismiss a case, someone who basically a defendant in this situation, to dismiss a case off of pure merit without discovery. So basically, UMG was like, yo, this case is baseless. It's like if you were trying to sue me for accidentally hitting your fucking knee or something today. It's meritless case. Discovery normally happens. The reason that UMG was trying to dismiss it was because they knew that every portion of this case so far has been highly publicized. So they're like, hey, if Drake's legal team gets to go in and look at the contracts of the executives, look at the payroll, look at Kendrick's contract. It's not about them trying to use that for the case. They think they're going to use that just to try to look at Drake may come out in a song like, look how little Kendrick's making. It's a point of something that they know is going to get out past the realm of the actual case itself. So that's the reason why UMG tried to make a motion to dismiss. This is very unusual. Most motions to dismiss happen after a legal discovery period where a lot of facts are met, which is why that dismissal is not thrown out. Yes. Like you were saying, because we may come through and Drake's legal team may come through and say, hey, this is the evidence we have, and the judge may look at them and be like,
it was the same before the discovery period. So
you had a full time to look at everything, and you're giving me nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not thrown out. But the fact is, what the court is saying is, yes, you are allowed to proceed with the normal proceeding of a court case, which is you are allowed to do the research. Both sides are allowed to do the research to tell me if this case should proceed or not. Drake does get a win in that sense because he does get access to everything he thinks that his case would need, which makes sense. That's a normal legal case. Like 100% like you said. The only thing about this case that makes this interesting is because of the nature of everything that's been happening. There's been no parts of this case that have been sealed and unavailable to the public. So if this ever were to go, and this is civil, so it's not going to be like a criminal trial or anything, but even with a civil trial, you're entitled to a jury. There is no part of this that would not be accessible to any regular person who may potentially have to serve on the jury.
All right.
And there you go. That's your nerd minute. I'm done.
So where's everybody at with the case? Because those are the facts. I don't think the facts have too much opinion on it. Where's everybody at with the case? Because look, there's two sides of looking at it. Because it's been very much spun of like one way or the other. There's been sides that are spinning like, oh, Drake is pro artist. This is like helpful to the artist. And then there's the other side of it, like, no, UMG is actually protecting artistic integrity by protecting freedom of expression. And if this happens, if the ruling is in favor of Drake, does this mean the end of rap battles? Like, you know. So there's two ways to look at it. Where does everybody look at the case as a whole right now? And then we can move on.
I'm just hoping they go by quick. I'm sick of talking about law shit. I'm not very up on law. You know what I'm saying? It's too much terminology, you know what I mean?
If I'm getting what you said understood, basically, if I had to break this down, they just basically want, you know, as much information to come out as possible, just to spin this in Drake's favor.
I think what it sounded like to me, it sounded like you said that UMG wants to get this out the way before they start looking at the evidence. Is that
So yes and no, because UMG does not want to have that much information out there because nothing about this case has been concealed. That's the only reason for them. It's not like they're necessarily trying to hide anything, or maybe they are. We don't know. But Drake's team is basically saying, "Yo, we deserve the right to look at all the evidence." And so that's all this is, was that UMG is like, hey, shut this case down, it's baseless. And Drake's team is like, yo, let's look at all the evidence before we decide if it's baseless or not. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. So they just want as much information as possible, just to be like, oh, okay, well, what about this? And what about that? What about this? We need something. You know, we're trying to get a win out of this. Yeah. If that's kind of what I'm understanding.
And I'm gonna say this to kind of answer you, go back from past the legal shit back to your question. I don't think it's the end of rap beefs. I think it's because of this specific situation where Drake is not so much concerned about the beef itself. He's more so concerned about what metrics were used to make, because the base of this whole thing is Drake is saying all these record labels conspired against him when he was about to be up for a contract to make his value go down. That's his. When you look at the fucking baseline of all this, that's the only reason why. It's not because Kendrick said mean things about me, because he didn't do this shit with Pusha T. It was all about Drake's contract was up, he's about to renegotiate, and his value today is worse than it was a year ago.
Which, if I'm the person paying you, what I don't want to do, I don't want to offer you the most money for sure, but I damn sure don't want to call you a pedophile and then offer you money.
Mm-hmm. I like you, Bryce.
Like I'm just I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying. I know that's Drake's belief, but me personally, I call cap. That's the biggest cap to me of the sheer logic of it, because dude, I don't think you're in a world in which you take your premium star and then you attach something as dirty as being a pedophile and be like, yeah, now we got him for cheaper. Now you have to market a pedophile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't.
Like
just remember though, Kendrick and Drake are under the same fucking umbrella.
Yes.
So for them,
I think
it
they
doesn't
just
matter.
pushed whichever record the people were gravitating to, and the people were gravitating to.
You keep pushing this
Kendrick,
to me.
and that was
I have
fine.
nothing to say. You might
That
put
fine.
that in right here.
That's personally what I believe. Now, do I believe that there's things that UMG does that's illegal or highly unfavorable? Yes, but I don't think that this beef is exclusive to it. And that's why I think, going back to your point,
If
I think
Drake
that's
was
why
negotiating
the discovery
contract,
period isn't favorable to UMG, because UMG knows that they do a lot of sucker shit, and they don't just do it
and
for
all
this
this about to be out in the open.
They don't
not
do,
just for Kendrick,
not
but for
just for
everybody.
this, but for
all
everybody.
the stuff that he's done.
For Drake,
they've done
everybody.
for Drake in the past as well.
Yeah.
Because why was Drake Scorpion on the gospel channel?
Why
on
was it
Spotify?
on jazz? My dad listens to jazz, and he was like, "Isn't this Drake?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And none of them songs of a Scorpion, none of them 333
What's the jazz beat
were
on
jazz
Scorpion?
songs. But
this goes back to when my mom, on a very hungover morning, threw my bedroom door open and goes, "Okay, now who's Machine Gun Kelly?" Like, it's just like, whenever like parents find out about this shit, it's just like, dog, I don't need none of this, bro. Like, I don't know what. Let me.
My
sleep,
mom asked
dog.
me who Machine Gun Kelly is. I'm just not gonna answer.
That's exactly what I said.
I just gotta
I said, why the
let the
fuck are you in my
conversation die at
door?
that point, bro.
This is a while ago.
All right. We
Bro, you got
so
Rod
bring
got
us
some.
something and
let's
It's a lost
hear.
cause now.
Yeah, let's cut here because we're low on battery, so we're just gonna restart real quick on the other laptop. We'll be good, right? Is that what you're gonna do, or are you gonna charge?
No, we're finishing up. That's what we got to do.
This is a perfect time for the sponsors. Our sponsors today are
Our sponsors today are getting the fuck out of here.
We forgot to tag. Hey, bro.
No other, yeah.
What are you supposed to tell
talk
them?
about
Oh yeah, I didn't know. Yeah,
We forgot to tell them like, comment, and subscribe.
I was just about to say you forgot to tell them.
Oh,
that,
you're supposed
bro.
to do that.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm gonna remember.
so
I'm gonna start doing
bad
it
at
from
that.
now.
Yes,
I'm gonna do it.
Thank
I
you, bro.
forgot. I didn't think about it.
Cut me off like mid intro.
I forgot.
When I say welcome,
I forgot
everybody.
too.
Yeah, that's what.
Cut his mic off. Cut his mic off.
I'm giving if you want to cover something up, we got
Chris,
10 minutes.
Look, there was a whole bunch of dope stuff that came out. Shout out to Bully, shout out to Flywell, all that. We celebrated because the Detroit Tigers opening day. We got drunk. We had a good time. We were chilling. So we did not get to any of that music. I'm sorry. We'll give that breakdown. We will give that breakdown next week. The only anniversary that I saw was Mercy. So happy anniversary to Mercy, one of the best ciphers. I would love to see ciphers come back. That's a whole nother discussion. We're gonna do that another time.
Tomorrow's the anniversary of might delete later. Just so you know.
Is that
That's
an
all right.
anniversary?
What? I thought y'all liked that. I thought that was your shits.
That was my lowest rated.
I really liked it. I really liked it until
I
things
fucking
transpired.
I never liked that album.
Until that man turned into a sweetheart.
I just know that. I just remember it tomorrow because you dropped it on my B-Day. So I'm like, oh yeah, that dropped tomorrow. That dropped tomorrow.
I was gonna say, outside of asking
what else dropped tomorrow? You did.
I was saying, outside of asking for Bianca to come back to me, can we give a shout out to a birthday though?
Yes.
We got a birthday.
Yeah.
We got a birthday
in
the house.
Shout out to you, brother. Cheers. Listen, man, we gonna get after it. We gonna have a good time. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Rap Cave podcast. I'm Chris Platte, aka Platte Pods, with some of my closest friends, some of the best people I got in the business. I'm so happy to have them on my panel each and every week. It's truly a blessing. I got my dog Birdie, B Mike Birdie. I got Bryce. No trivia this week, but trivia coming back next week.
Baby.
The Incredible Bam.
And then I got my dog Zay. And I got on the ones and twos. I got Big AP, the producer, making it all happen. So thank you all for tuning in. We're making a lot of steps. Next week, you're going to see some more steps. So we appreciate y'all for staying patient with us. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Help this shit grow. If you are at the end of this, please do all of that. If you are at the beginning still, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You should already know the deal. I'll put the comment on it. But we appreciate y'all. Have a good weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Don't do any of the stupid things that I'm about to do. Have a good weekend.
Like what?
Good night.
Like what? Like what?
Like
what are you gonna do?
Out of here.
Like what?